that I was mentioning with Sean. This is actually probably newsworthy, but nobody's going to cover what I'm about to say. I don't think talk radio hosts want to be at a point where we are kingmakers. I believe we should give people information. We should, if we have an opinion, tell people where we're coming from. And if I'm going to vote for somebody and I feel strongly about it, I will always tell you. But I don't want talk radio to be part of the power structure to the point that they're running things. I can tell you from my own program, it's why I have tried very hard over the years to not simply be a cheerleader for a politician. The people who don't listen to this show think that whatever Scott Walker says, I jump up and down and genuflect and flip cartwheels. People who listen are aware that I'm riding Walker's butt all the time. I've been riding him on the Department of Corrections long before Lincoln Hills. I've called out Ed Wall, the former corrections director, as incompetent for a long time. I've been critical of what's been happening with the state's jobs creation agency. I was harshly critical to the point of being borderline ranting and raving about this terrible decision Walker made with regard to killing the Kenosha casino. On issues in the legislature, I have from time to time criticized their approach. Do I support Walker and the Republicans in the legislature? Most of the time, yes. But because I support them doesn't mean I'm always going to back whatever stance they're taking. I'm going to call it as I see them. I don't want to be so much on the inside that I'm like part of the team. And I don't think talk show hosts should be part of the team. And there's a little bit now of this thing where talk show hosts we've got a team here to stop Trump. I would much rather look at it for what it is, because this is what it is. It's not a team. It's just a bunch of individuals collectively who maybe by coincidence, maybe because if you're a Trump supporter, you wouldn't be a good talk show host anyway, that all of us have taken this anti-Trump stance. But I think it's a misreading of things. Oh, well, the talk show host got Trump beat. And I could see why that would hack off a Trump supporter if we're not out here being kingmakers. Just as I think that the national mainstream media perhaps has pumped up Trump too much, I don't think you want talk radio hosts to be single-handedly, for instance, Clarke. Clearly, talk radio is one of the reasons David Clarke has been successful, but it's not because we're out there telling you, you have to vote for Clarke. It's because Clarke's message and the strong positions he's taken, he gets a fair shake here, and we say that we agree with him. You see how the Sentinel Journal tries to destroy him and crucify him. The local TV, they out-portray him as a nut simply for believing strongly in law and order and strong values. There's a difference between supporting someone, backing them on the issues, giving them a fair shake, standing up for their beliefs, than simply acting as though you're the head of the Republican Party of the conservative movement and starting to anoint people. And I don't want to personally cross over and make that next step, even though it certainly might seem like I'm already in that group. So that's just another reason. I don't want to go on all these TV shows besides and start shilling against Trump as if I'm a member of the Cruz campaign. I'm not a member of the Cruz campaign. I support Cruz. There's a difference. You'll note, for example, Cruz hasn't been on my show. If I was an insider in the Cruz campaign, I'd have Cruz on my show. There may be something that Cruz says or does at some point in this campaign that I think is wrong. I'll say so. I've also said that Ted Cruz has some shortcomings. I've said that on the show. He's grown on me as a candidate. And some of the things that bothered me in the past, I think, are now actually strengths and assets. But I don't want to be out here as walking around with the pom-poms being the pro-Ted Cruz. I want to be somebody who's true to my opinions and ideas and stand up for them. But I think if talk radio simply becomes part of a different type of establishment, we've stopped being what our role all along has been. Again, everybody can do what they want to do. And I'm not criticizing anybody who's been on all of these shows or anybody who's taken a different stance than I've taken. I want to make that clear. I stress it. I underline it. I'm only speaking about what I feel comfortable with myself. I haven't done radio commercials my entire career. But I do WISN promotions. For example, I promote my cruise, I promote my dining club. I don't do it enough, but I promoted my newspaper column. When I used to have a TV show, I promote my TV show and so on. I do promotions. The station runs a sales promotion or an event like the bit on Milwaukee last week. I promote that, but I don't take that next step all the way over and say, go hire this plumber. Likewise, with regard to these presidential campaigns and other candidates for office, I'm opinionated, I support, and I tell people how they should vote, which in my mind somehow is different from telling them how they have to vote. Again, you can see it's a distinction without a difference, but everywhere in life where you have an opinion on something, there is a line. Somewhere where you're on one side of it or on a different side, there always is a line, and this is where how far I'm willing to go on the line.